Good morning. It is July 25th. My Facebook memories just told me that yesterday was my first run post baby number 2. So it's been 2 years since I started running again, since I had my daughter Eleanor. I know people can run through their pregnancies, and many people do, but I can't. My body did not enjoy it, and it made things harder for me. It just didn't work out for me. And I breastfed my girls, so I didn't run during that time either. So it was exciting to be back to running. Yes, I know you can breastfeed and run at the same time. Again, it just didn't work out for me. I took pictures on that day. I was like, I'm gonna take pictures today in the same outfit. And I did. And I was like, wow, look at the difference. Look at the changes. But you know what the biggest thing that I noticed was? I took the picture at the same spot, which is kind of like off to the side. It's not really in front of my yarn cubes, but it's kind of in front of my yarn cubes. I was like, that same ball of yarn was still in the picture from 2 years ago, and it was still in the same picture today. I have a stash problem. So I was proud of my progress, and that was great, but I was like, you do have a stash problem, because it's been 2 full years and that ball of yarn has not moved. So yeah, I was telling Shaylee, I really need to work on my stash problem, but I don't know what to do. I keep getting more yarn, and most of it, I'm not buying it. So yeah, I haven't bought yarn since Jimmy Bean's wool, and that was almost 2 months ago. But somehow my stash keeps going up and up and up and up. So I'm gonna make some changes. All right, let's do check-in. No FOs, but whips. I am on the body of my, what's it called? Of my No Crying in Baseball Gina. That one's the one that I'm like trying to dedicate most of my time with, because it's like a timed advent. I totally accidentally had to open 2 colors today because I opened the wrong one and I was out of order. It was a whole thing. So you may not get a yarn opening today because I got confused. And then that's coming along. I'm glad to not be knitting flat anymore. It's looking like I'm not going to need all of the colors for the body. So I think I'm going to add stripes to the sleeves and then do cuffs in a different color to use up 2 more skeins. In order, because I'm using fingering weight and the pattern calls for DK, I probably could have held it double now knowing what I know, but I didn't want to run out of yarn. I'm ending up needing to knit the 5X size to get the gauge, to get the circumference that I need for the sweater. So, which actually is helpful for me because I've never knit a size. I don't really knit sweaters for other people in general, other than my daughters, and theirs are tiny. And when I knit for my sister, we are relatively the same size. So I think it's helpful to knit a size that's not yours. Also, to knit a plus size, even if it's in fingering, to kind of get a gauge on how long that takes in terms of like testing time periods and all of that. I also knit fast. It's also the summertime, so it's not an entirely accurate gauge, but at least I'm getting kind of an idea. And her size, Carolyn's, that's the designer, her sizes do, I believe, either go up to 5X or 6X, which I think if you use DK is somewhere around like a 65-inch bust, which is perfect for having a decently wide range of sizes. So that's great. I got no work on my Christmas Gina because I was working on my pink Gina. I started the toe. No, I finished the toe for my hobby socks, and I'm putting in the heel. So those will be done today. I did not work on the Stephen West socks. I am resisting them. I am resisting them immensely. So we'll see when I decide to work on them. It is knit flat, it is in garter, so I feel like I could do them in a day if I wanted to, but I don't, so I'm not. And then I'm working on my Hanukkah sweater. I only got like 20 minutes of work on it. I'm working on the line dreidels portion of it. It's right near the, like, where the sleeve joins the yoke. So I have to measure it and then see how long I want my sleeves to be. But I'm almost done with sleeve number 1. It's actually going pretty fast. If I was knitting this, just knitting this, I'd probably be done super fast. Pattern's super easy to follow. The charts are. Pattern itself is decently confusing in the order of things, because there's so many different kinds of dreidels. There's like small tilting dreidels for your left sleeve, small tilting dreidels for your right sleeve, small tilting dreidel for the centerpiece, medium tilting dreidel, large tilting dreidel, line dreidel, dreidel with the letters on it. It's confusing, and there's like 2 different kinds of Stars of David. And then there was some discussion of like what to call the in the US I'd call it a menorah. What to call the menorahs, because I guess it is more accurate maybe to call it a Hanukkah, I think. There was a discussion on the designer's page about, I think it ended up being like resolved that one is Yiddish and one is Hebrew. So yes, I've always heard it called a menorah. That's what my best friend has called it. She calls it a menorah. So then that's the person I celebrate Hanukkah with. So that's what I've always known it as. So if that gets changed in the pattern, I also might get confused, but the designer is in the UK, so that could be a thing too. But I'm getting a little bit confused just by the sheer number of charts. I haven't counted, but I'd say there's about 25. And 25 of any charts, right? Like, if it was a bunch of like botanical charts, right, I would be confused about different kinds of leaves, or if it was like vine 1, vine 2, vine 3, I'd be confused. So I think it's just the sheer number. But that's all right. I will sort it out. Today is another hot day for us. Lottie has Frozen Friends camp. It's Frozen themed. She's been having a good time. And then we have, what's it called? She has her trial martial arts class today. I canceled the one on Tuesday because it was supposed to be 101, and I simply could not face sitting in a not air-conditioned martial arts studio 4 o'clock in the afternoon when it was 100 degrees. That was just not something I could do. So we're doing that, and then that's about it. Hopefully getting a lot of knitting done today. See you later. Okay, I'm back on track, I think. So today is July 25th. The colorway is There's No Crying in Baseball. And yesterday's, or I guess the previous color, was a pink and purple variegates. So today I think it's gonna be like a lavender. That's what I'm going, maybe with some pink speckles if we're fading in. All right, this is There's No Crying in Baseball. Tomorrow's the one I'm really excited for, because tomorrow's colorway is called Stillwell Angel, and that's hilarious. Ooh, I was so right. It is lavender. Perfect. I love this color. Oh, and it has little specks. I don't know if you can see it because my face is in the way. Little specks of blue. So maybe we're headed towards blue after this, or as my sister says, a good teal. But there's a lot more colors left. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 more colors left. So I don't know. That's a lot of blue. All right, we'll see how it goes. But yes, this is There's No Crying in Baseball.